My Telegram channel has a lot of interesting stories. Link in the description.
Your life kicks off not with a cry, but with a noose. Dad's dangling from the barn beam, you're 6. You're staring at his feet swinging. Mom whispers that the executioner hanged him for debts. That's bullshit. He looped the rope himself. But you'll remember it twisted forever. Kid logic is straight up brutal. Whoever snatches life is the badass. You wanna be the one yanking it from others. You're 12. Mom croaks from a gut ulcer. She's rotting from the inside for 3 weeks straight. The stench fills the whole crib. You hear her screaming every damn night. Then the yells fade. Then she stops breathing. You're solo now. After the funeral, the village ghosts you. Son of the hanger, bad juju. They boot you from every doorstep. You jack bread from the miller. They catch you and beat the crap out of you with sticks till bones crunch. 3 ribs snap. You crash in a ditch for a week. One day, a wagon rolls through with a cage. Inside's a dude bawling and begging non-stop. Next to it walks a guy in a red hood. Face stone cold. Hands in leather gloves. That's Master Heinrich. You chase that wagon 3 leagues. Feet bleeding from rocks. You flop at the city gates. Heinrich stops. He eyes you from up high. Sees bones poking through skin, sees eyes dry as hell. Says, you'll haul water. Ain't mercy, it's a hustle. He needs cheap labor. You'll be his grunt. New life starts with a bucket of H2O. You ain't the executioner's apprentice, you're his slave. You bunk in the basement of a house outside the city walls. Only gravediggers live nearby. Law says executioners can't crash among norm years. You unclean. Can't enter church through the front door. Can't chow down in a tavern with townsfolk. Can't sip from the public well. Your water's from the river down low. Your first gig, scrubbing tools after interrogations. You wash pincers that ripped human flesh. Metal smells like rust and rot mixed. You scrape dried blood off the tongue teeth. That ain't dirt, it's skin. You sharpen knives that lop off fingers and hands. Blade gotta be razor sharp always. Dull knife means extra agony. At first, the smell of burned flesh makes you hurl. After a year, you don't even notice. Tools just smell like iron. Heinrich teaches you to read syllable by syllable. Executioner gotta know the sentence verbatim. You parse Latin slow. Each word in the scroll is someone's death or my mean. You learn to spit em out steady, no quiver in your throat. You study anatomy not from books, from bodies on the rack. Heinrich points, here's the main veins and nerves. Bones closest to skin right here. Pain hits hardest there. It's a map of human misery. You memorize. Later, you'll know the body better than any doc in town. Docs heal, you break. But the know-how's the same vibe. Heinrich takes you to your first execution at 14. Thief swiped a silver goblet. Sentence, hack off the hand. Crowd packs the market square from dawn. They show up like it's a party. Kids on dad's shoulders. Thief strapped to a wooden block. He's crying and pleading. Heinrich dons the red hood, grabs the axe. One swing. Hand drops on straw. Blood spurts in pulses from the stump. Thief blacks out from shock instantly. Heinrich cauterizes with hot iron. Sizzle. Smell of charred meat wafts over the square. Crowd hums approval. After, you bag the hand in sackcloth. It'll get nailed to city gates. Warning for other crooks. You lug the bag across the square. It's warm, soggy through. You feel fingers poking. You don't puke. You're proud, didn't crack. You're on track to be the life snatcher. At 15, you assist your first torture. Woman's accused of witchcraft. Neighbors ratted her to court. They hoist her by arms to the cell ceiling. You crank the winch. Rope tightens. Body lifts off floor. Shoulders pop out of sockets with a wet crunch. She screams so loud your ears ring forever. You keep cranking on command. Heinrich nods. Another turn. Scream turns to rasp, then silence. She confesses to anything, flying on brooms at night, banjin, the devil at witch parties. Peep spill whatever when pain's off the charts. You learn this lesson for life. Heinrich explains post-torture, chill as ice. Your job ain't hunting truth. It's extracting confessions for court. Different ball game. Judge needs paper with a SIG. You deliver that paper. Guilty or not your beef. You chant this like a prayer. Truth don't matter in the torture basement. Only results count. At 16, you get your first tool. Nail-ripping pliers. Birthday swag. You polish M nightly to a shine. Grease the hinge with pig fat. Sleep with M under your straw pillow. This is your first real possession. Before, you own jack shit. Now you're somebody. Now, let's break down your gear. Executioner's sword ain't for fighting, it's for chopping. Blade wide and heavy, no pointy tip. You don't stab, just decap. One purpose. Cling weighs about 3 kilograms. Balance shifted to the blade. Gives extra oomph. One strike, one head. That's the pro rule. But not every hack nails it. Sometimes neck's too chunky. Condemned Twitch's last secretary. Needs a do-over. 3 swings? Total embarrassment. Crowd boos, throws crap. Fam curses your name. You train years for one-shot kills. It's an art made in practice and patience. You practice on pumpkins in the garden, then pick carcasses from slaughter, then bum corpses from city ditches. Bums get no burial or tears. Their bodies are cities. City loans, MTU for drills. The rack, prime tool for heavy interrogations. Wooden frame with winches at ends. Ropes tied to wrists and ankles. You crank. Body stretches both ways. Joints dislocate with squishy snaps. Peep grows a handspan taller. Don't kill outright. Post-rack, they can't walk. Carried to execution on stretchers. Arms flop like rags. Spanish boot for treason cases. Wooden vice on the shin. Wedgwood between boards and leg, hammer in. Each whack, bone cracks louder, then shatters. The wheel, for highway killer bandits. Strap, enter spoked wheel. You smash bones with iron bar in order. Start with legs always. Shins, thighs, arms, ribs. Dude stays alive but turns to a sack of bone shards. Hoist wheel on pole. You dangle under sun till thirst or crows peck your eyes. Usually 3 days. Bonfire, for heretics and witches per church court. Chain you to stake around chest. Pile brush and straw, round. Torch from bottom. Flames creep up slow. If fam paid the executioner, he strangles you before fire hits face. Mercy move. No pay? Burn alive full tilt. Skin bubbles and bursts. Fat drips and hisses. Hair flares instant. Scream lasts a minute. Lungs fry, then quiet. You're 18. Heinrich bites it from consumption that winter. Coughs blood on sheets 2 months till death. You nurse him to the end, change bandages, dump the bloody spit pot. Days before croaking, he passes you his sword and gig. City council rubber stamps. Now you're the master. Official executioner. Townsfolk cross streets when they spot you. Women hide kids and cross themselves quick. Dudes avert eyes. Shopkeepers snub your cash. You pay double for bread and meat. Unofficial tax on your hustle. Everyone wants executions. Nobody wants the executioner. First solo gig, no mentor. Killer stabbed wife and lover in bed. Sentence, wheel. You're 19. You loosen shoulders backstage. Crowd waits from early morn. You grip iron bar in right hand. Fits like a glove. Step on platform to crowd roars. Killers strapped to wheel. No tears, no begs. Stares skyward blank. Resigned to fate. You swing at left shin full force. Bone crunch. He jerks, growls through teeth. Shard pokes skin. Right shin next. Crunch. No growl, howls like wounded beast. Crowd buzzes below. You keep methodical, precise. Thighs, forearms, shoulders, ribs. Each hit spot on per anatomy. Hour later, his brayer thin but raspin faint. They raise him on pole over square. Lives 2 more days. Crows start with eyes day 2. You head home. Job clean. Evening, you swig wine in your pad outside walls. Alone. No drinking buddies. Law bans executioners from friending norm years. You can wed only another executioner's daughter. Or gravedigger's girl, or a whore from the outskirts brothel. No other ops. Unclean weds unclean. That's the drill. You snag a bride from next town a year later. Gravedigger's daughter. 17, eyes dead as fish. Used to corpses since kiddo. She ain't scared of you. Scared of nothing anymore. Wedding night, no love, no tenderness. Deal between dirties. You provide roof, she pops air. Love don't crash here. Duty and routine do. Enough for living. She births your son a year on. He'll be executioner after you. No choice from birth. Law. Executioner's son becomes executioner, gravedigger's son digs graves. Skinner's son skins. Caste system. You train son from 7. First, scrub tools. Then sharpen blades. Then crank rack winch. By 12, he knows anatomy better than barber apprentices. Knows max pain spots. Years roll, you notch executions on door jamb. 100, 200, 300. Faces blur to one smear. Names fade week post chop. You don't memorize on purpose. Extra baggage for brain. You learn to read eyes, who screams till end, who dies quiet. Who pisses on platform. Nobles die better than plebs. Got family pride. Don't want a shame name with whales. Peasants die messy. Cling to life till last swing. Women scream louder on rack but pass out quicker from pain. Nature's mercy for them and you. Kids executed rare, but happens legally. You did 3 in 20 years. Theft. Law no age limit. Felt shitty after first kid. Boozed 3 days. Second and third, numb. You get it over years, pity's a luxury you can't afford. You do the job. Someone's gotta. Church hates you public but needs you secret. Sends heretics to bonfire. You torch them. Same priest absolves your sins in confession. Pure hypocrisy. Everyone knows, no one says. System ticks like clockwork. You're a cog. Your hands change with service. Calluses thick as boot soles. Fingers roughen. Lose fingertip feel. Can't caress wife gentle. Don't try anyway. Back aches morning from sword swings. Shoulders creak. You're 40, body like geezer. Knees swell evenings in damp. Sip willow bark brew for pain. Helps short term. Wear and tear. Nightmares rare now. Not victim faces. They erased. Dream sounds of trade. Bone crunch under bar. Flame crackle eating flesh. Metal on whetstone clang. Wake sweating. Wife asks zilch. Used to it. You lie like logs. Warmth gone. Once, they bring old scholar. Charge, blasphemy. Said God ignores poor prayers. You torture him 3 days full protocol. Rack, tongs, hot iron under heels. He confesses all. Burn Sunday post-mass, normal day, but night you ponder his words long. God don't hear. Maybe old dude was right. You prayed as kid. God ignored. Dad hanged anyway. You shaped the thought. Dangerous for your spot. Doubts lead to bonfire. Plague hits at 43. Black buboes in groin, pits. Death in 3 days. City empties in a month. Corpses stack streets. Gravediggers die first. No burials. No executions a year. Everyone surviving. You hole up waiting, your turn. Wife blacks and swells day 3. You bury her solo outside walls. No gravediggers left. Son survives miracle. 22 now. Solid executioner. He'll replace you. Post-plague, city revives slow. Executions ramp up. Peeps feral from outbreak. You off looters who raided plague homes. Off women blamed for cursing plague. Work weekly, sometimes twice. Son assists, cranks, learns swings. You watch him, see young you. Same dead eyes, straight back, numb feel. At 50, handshaky. Miss on noble execution. Head off second swing. Crowd jeers. Fam curses. You know it's quit time. But where do old executioners retire? You know Jack else. Council's kind for long haul. Small pension, bread and wine till death. Pass gig to son official. He dons your red hood. You ditch yours forever. 35 years, 427 chops, thousands interrogations, countless mangled bodies. Now just an old fart in outskirts house. Townsfolk still cross streets. Will till you croak. Unclean stain sticks. You bench outside daily, I rode to city. Sometimes wagon with cage passes. Son walks beside in red hood. No wave. No smiles. Your fam don't do that. Do work silent, gen after gen. Winter, you cough blood on sheets. Same bug that oft Heinrich. Consumption. Lungs rot. You know endgame. 2 months cough, then gush blood, eternal quiet. Priest skips last rites. Unclean even for that. Die unabsolved. Fair enough. Long quit believing God. God skips executioner prayers. Old dude right. Last night. Lie on straw mat, dark ceiling. Candle flickers out. Shadows dance walls. Here's son's breath next room. He waits your death. Not cruel, practical. Needs house full. Did you like this story? If the fate of executioner touched your heart, give it a like. That's the best thank you for all my efforts.
My Telegram channel has a lot of interesting stories. Link in the description.